Most of the unhinged moments in Asante history somehow always ends up involving the British. Asante and British relationship got so bad at one point in history that the Asante kingdom held hostage the British governor to the Gold Coast. The British would later retaliate by burning down Kumasi. After the exile of Prempeh I from the Gold Coast to the Seychelles Island, the British tries to further weaken the Asante Empire by placing its administration under its own steward. In Kumasi, they nominated three chiefs to handle the affairs of the capital. Another major problem was the hunt for the golden stool by the British, as they knew once they had this in their possession, they would have complete control over the Asante Empire. Around this time, a new governor arrives in the Gold Coast. He and his wife planned an expedition from their castle at Cape Coast to Asanteman in an attempt to further establish the British dominance over the Asante Empire. There was a spy among the Asante people who told the British steward in Kumasi at that time that he knew where the golden stool was. So the British steward sends a small detachment to where the spy claimed the golden stool could be found. However, this turned out to be a wild goose chase. Shortly after this failed attempt to discover the golden stool, the British governor finally arrives in Kumasi, and a palaver is held for him and the leaders of the Asante Empire. While you're here, let me tell you about the Usurper stream. If you love history and you'd want to read about history in a fictionalized form that doesn't feel like you're sitting in a history class, I would want to recommend the Usurper stream. This tells the story of Osei Tutu and Okomfo-Anokye, the leaders and founders of the Asante Empire. This novel weaves the story of so many significant characters in Asante Empire history and how they contributed to creating this empire that has become one of the most documented and popular African kingdoms across the world. There's a link in my bio if you want to get copies of Amazon, and there's a number as well that you can call if you're in Ghana to get a copy. While the governor is still in Kumasi, he begins another search for the golden stool. This expedition is met with hostility. While this gunfight is going on in the forest, the British governor and the rest of his team are forced to lock themselves up in their fort in Kumasi. Things get so bad that from the period of March to May of that year, the governor is held hostage in his own fort. They ran out of food and supply to the point that their soup at that time was made of only water and biscuits. So remember the three chiefs who were nominated as stooges to govern Kumasi. These Asante chiefs who were loyal to the British decided to open negotiations with the rebelling Asante men